of the punishment because you are his. And this is the forgiveness of it. It's those who die, those who shed blood. Who hasn't died? Who's deceiving? Who in the world is murdering, destructing, cutting the heads off people? And why do they do that? Because they are following the instructions they were taught. Their teacher brought them a lie. And the evidence that of the lie is, how come you didn't die? And why would you be afraid to grab God's hand? Even Peter begged God for help. Try to climb in any other way, through your own words. The name Islam is hammer. The hammer. I slam. Right? That's what it says. I slam in English. In Aramaic it says hammer. And God says the workman's hammer. It's no good. The guy who nailed me to the cross, no good. Murder's no good. Jesus says that you guys say you know God, but you're going to murder me. How can you do that? Right? But the death of Christ is the forgiveness of sin. Christ lives in me. At my death, all wages of sin have been paid in full. And there will be released from the punishment. Except for one. Who's that one? And here's the point of Charles Manson. It's a double standard, isn't it? To say that, hey, you guys are deserving of punishment for your wicked, evil deeds. While other people worship the same God, doing the same things. I never murdered nobody. I just okayed it by allowing them to read this book that tells them to murder all unbelievers, all infidels, all Christians. Anybody who believes in Jesus Christ, murder them. Right? So we got to come to reality. Isn't it amazing that countries are like, oh, we better be friends with the Muslim because if we're friends with them, we'll find protection from them. They won't attack us. They won't attack us. Oh, you say, oh, Muslims, they're good people. I know. Yeah, remember the last time a tornado hit your town and 200 Muslims showed up to rebuild your town to provide for you food and safety and a place to stay? Remember that? Where? On earth. Where on earth is that happening? The only time I see one is in the midst of destruction. They hide. You don't even know who a Muslim is until they're blowing something up. Because they hide in secret. They're so afraid of the light. They say they're here to bring peace. They're a religion of peace, love, and mercy. Where is this peace, love, and mercy? To the destruction of God's children? That's where you find peace, love, and mercy? Any man who murders another man, you will be tormented by demons and devils the rest of your life. Guilt and shame. You'll never forget that. I know women who have had abortions 20 years ago, and they cannot forget that act. They can't forget it. I'm not saying they're not forgiven. But I'm saying there's a punishment for all acts. And that's what God begins to say through here. This is the thing. There's punishment acting like an idiot. And this is natural law. This isn't, we don't have to set these rules in place. It's like if you punched a cop in the face while he's holding a gun, he's going to shoot you. He will shoot you. All right, maybe he's not a cop. Maybe he's a soldier. Maybe he's a crazy man. Maybe he's just a guy holding a gun and you punch him in the face, he's probably going to shoot you. There's a cause and effect for bad behavior. This is natural. But we want to put an end to Satan's works. And it's not about taking all guns away. Cain killed Abel with a rock. This is a heart condition. This is love and forgiveness. Love cannot exist without forgiveness. Right? If we all loved each other, if we all believed in Jesus Christ, there would be no question about our health care. We wouldn't pay insurance. I'm worthy of the care. I know you. Everybody believes I am worthy. Except for that damn guy. He's fat and out of shape. But I'm worthy. And we all know this. It's the truth. But we choose to listen to Satan as he divides us up. No, you're only worthy of the $10 care, you laborer. Oh, you're an office manager. Well, okay, we can work with you. We get a little better care. Right? Oh, a street person, get out the door, you. Right? Dividing us. This is how we divide. This is the problem in America. This is what is creating tension. Tension. Our very health care. You know why? Because God said. You said. In God we trust. Not on your money. And God's now called you to the table. To the table. I want to pay taxes all my kids. All right, I'm all in. Now I'm playing it, and I got a plethora of money to gamble with. Right? And you say, well, why don't we have health care? Because you don't believe in God. That's why you don't. If you believed in the parable of the good neighbors, you believe in God. If you don't believe in God. And while you're not believing in God, you're under the punishment. You don't get health care. That's punishment for your sin. Not loving your neighbor as you would yourself. Now you're punished. You want out of that punishment? You want out? Let's gather together and bring our minds together of a better way. And God says, I got the way. I got a way. And my way will benefit you for 400 years, 400 generations of people, your children and your grandchildren. Benefit you, prosper you, take away strife, envy, and jealousy. Remove the chaos. Right? Right? And that's what God is coming to do. Book of Leviticus. Very good read. We'll continue our read as we go through chapters 18, 19. These are the things he goes over to tell us. What has he delivered us from? Sexual immorality. Right? We see sexual immorality. If you really love, if you know love, you would never cheat on your wife because you loved her. And your wife would never be worried about that because she knew you loved her. If you were really married, and this is what God says, if you really understood love, you could walk into a room full of naked people. But the only thing you could see was the one you loved. And that's what God begins to describe here. Love. What is holiness? Love. And forgiveness. Peter heals a man and he says, why are you looking at me? You think I'm holy? You think my power get out of me? No. This is holiness, the truth. The truth is Jesus Christ lives in you. And it was the faith of Jesus Christ in you that brought you to this complete healing. Right? And that's what made holiness. The recognition of God's presence in your life. That's holy. God deemed you holy. He goes on to say, if we read long, I'm getting long in the video, if we went on to read, he says, I am the Lord, your God, and I am holy. And I called you to be holy. What makes me holy? God's word. I, God, am holy, and I called you to be holy. What's holiness? God's Word living in me. What's going to overcome the world? My faith in Jesus Christ rising back to life. Where does Jesus live? In me. Right. That's holy to God. Acknowledgement of the truth. Because God is truth. Cannot tell a lie. See you next time.